margin. Our speaker for this session is Lemanto Siantar, the Channel Development Manager of Softlayer Technologies, an IBM Company. Lemanto is based in Singapore and joined the company in January 2012. He has been in the IT industry for over 15 years and in the new business hosting/ISP space throughout. He is currently engaging existing and prospective partners from SIs, ISVs, MSPs, and consultancies across India, South Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Korea, Singapore, and Indonesia in promoting and selling Softlayer's infrastructure solutions, and has successfully built up a strong customer partnership base. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Lemanto.
Hi, very good morning to everybody. Welcome to day 2 of HostingCon India. I hope you guys enjoyed day 1 as much as I do. So I'm Lemanto from Softlayer. So I've been in the channels for the last 8 years, and I get asked a lot the same question every time I go and meet a customer, and that's where is my margin. So today I'm going to share a little bit with you how a traditional reseller model works. So if you're a reseller, or I'm a reseller, the first thing that I resell is a product. So that's because it's easy. So I'll just take a product from a company and then put in a simple margin and resell it to my end customer. I think that's straightforward, and that's where you earn a margin for doing so. Second thing is most of us will work with a partner infrastructure in reselling their services, in reselling hosting services, and of course the fourth component that normally people do is to actually build their own in-house infrastructure, investing in the infrastructure, and then same thing, offering to your end customer and reselling it to them. So of course all these are not actually free. Okay, if you take a look at over here, I've done a little bit of a legend here. If we take this circle as the amount of money that you need to invest upfront, so the bigger the circle, the more investment that you have to make. So selling a product, it's not free. You have to pay a premium. You have to pay a license fee to the company that you sell the product to, that you're taking the product from. Actually, sorry. And of course, if you're actually partnering with an infrastructure provider, you have to pay them a membership fee before you can actually resell the product to your end customer. And lastly is the in-house infrastructure. So in-house infrastructure, it's a bit heavy in terms of the investment. So you have to invest on infrastructure, you have to invest on server, you have to invest on data center. On top of that, you still have to invest on maintenance costs. So you have to maintain. And again, as your business grows, the investment for your infrastructure also grows with it, as well as the maintenance costs. So how do resellers actually make money from reselling all these products? Okay, of course, taking the product reselling, it's really much straightforward, like I mentioned. All you have to do is actually mark up whatever you are selling, and then sell it to your end customer. On top of that, you can actually add on additional services like software maintenance or support for that software, and you might make money from there. That's pretty straightforward for product. For partner infrastructure, you can only do a markup and resell it to your end customer, because these infrastructure partners that you are working with, they also want to earn money in servicing your customer, in managing your customers as well. And lastly is the infrastructure for in-house. This is a bit difficult to measure the margin, like I mentioned. Again, as your business grows, your infrastructure costs also grow. If at any point of time the customer wants to buy more server, you have to invest upfront on that. It's really difficult to calculate what kind of margin you're making from hosting in-house. Okay, so ideally, this is the formula that you make margin from. Of course, it's the total margin that you earn, the total profit that you earn, minus off the total investment cost that you have actually placed. So that's where your margin is actually. But actually, that's not all. We tend to always forget there's a customer factor to it. I'm sure all of you here doing business, we face all these additional minus factor, additional investment. I mean, if you have a new customer that you actually want to sign them up, you give them an so-called initial discount to attract them to come to you. If you have customer that's always coming back to you years after years, you give them a loyalty discount. That's also another minus point. On top of that, if you face a competitor, you also give discount, or you match that pricing of your competitor to win your customer. So these are more of factors that actually reduce your margin. So today, I've been asked this question many times, like I mentioned, but what I see in the channels environment, we see more and more partners are actually evolving because of cloud, the emerging of cloud and everything. Customers has been trying to remodel their business, not by just reselling product from a company or a service from a company. So what they are doing is actually they are more evolving into service-oriented company. All right. So if you take a look at some of the channel partners that I'm working with lately or the last 2 years, they actually changed their business model. So let's take a look. What changes do they make to actually increase their margin? Okay. First of all, the first thing, of course, if you're a business owner, you like to reduce the investment cost. You like to reduce something that is uncertain, which is the in-house infrastructure. So let's remove that from the equation. So I'll remove that. So that alone will actually bring down a little bit of your investment cost. And of course, I would like to choose because I've taken away my in-house infrastructure. So what I need now is to find a partner that can provide me with an infrastructure as well. That does not actually charges me any membership fee. Okay, so we'll remove membership fee as well. And now I would like to have a partner that can actually give me more flexibility, more power to host, and we change that to what we so-call the core infrastructure partner. So this core infrastructure partner, actually what they do is they only provide you with infrastructure, the hosting, nothing above the infrastructure level. So that you have to make sure that these guys are not your competitor, of course, and that's where you actually make the margin from. All right, you make margin by reselling what they have, the same model as a partner infrastructure. At the same time, you make margin from services that these core partners don't do. Like for example, a managed hosting or maintenance contract. That's where you make margin from the services itself. So of course, with that, you actually reduce the total investment cost. So that practically increases your margin itself. On the customer factor wise, it's very difficult for us to change. I believe if these are all the factors that actually cause us to win a deal. So it's going to be there. It's not going to be disappear. So it's always going to be there. So the only way we can do is to reduce our total investment, and that's how we improve our margin actually. So I would like to share with you a couple of stories that I've been working with these customers. All right. First of all, server density. They started off as a service integrator. So what they do is they change their business model. All right, they actually became a SaaS provider instead. So it's not too complicated for converting their business model from a system integrator to a SaaS model. So what they do is they actually work with their core infrastructure provider. All right, they take whatever the core infrastructure provider has provided them, and then add a graphic to it, use their API, and they are able to provide these services to their end customer without even inventing new items or anything like that, or add on a new product. So what they do is they make use of the APIs from the core infrastructure, add on the graphics, and they are able to provide a full graphic interface to their end customer. And this becomes like a SaaS model to them, and they actually resell it to their end customer. So it's simple as that. It's not something that they have to reinvent a product or something like that. They actually, what they do is they actually take whatever the core infrastructure has provided to them, remodel it, add on a little bit more graphics, and provide it to their end customer. So this actually entices the end customer to buy from them. Okay. The next story that I'm going to share with you guys is actually Data Hotel. Data Hotel is actually a pure hosting provider in Japan. So what they do is instead of going through the whole of market region, they actually specify and selected a niche market, which is the mobile and gaming development market. So what they do is, again, they work with the core infrastructure service provider. Alright, they take their product, they actually add on a little bit of managing, add on a little bit of their specialty in terms of provisioning of a game development environment. So they are able to actually sell to their customer managed hosting, global dedicated hosting, as well as network integration. These are skills that they already have been doing, but instead they actually make use of the core infrastructure and provide it to their end customer as a global infrastructure. So that's what Data Hotel has been doing. So if you take a look at the website, it's purely just doing managed hosting. So again, that's their current model. The third scenario here that I have is actually SparkRate, a US-based company. So what they do is, again, they started off as a hosting provider, okay? But they're slightly more specialized. What they do is they take a product from a company over here, which is actually Oracle Commerce. So what they do is they integrate their product into the core infrastructure provider. So what they do is, from here onwards, they don't only earn margin from reselling the product, but they also earn by selling the product as a service. So as you can see, two forms of profits here that they are making from, not only from the product base, they are also selling it as a service to their end customer. Alright, that's a very good scenario here, where you can actually not only earn from a single point of margin, but from two points of margin here. Okay, so how do we actually choose your core infrastructure partner? Okay, from where I come from, Softlayer. Okay, we actually have two different programs that we are running right now. Okay, one is the referral partner. Referral partner is very simple. If you do not want to engage with your end customer, just introduce it to Softlayer. So we will actually look after your customer. We will work with you to engage your customer. At the end of the day, you reap the benefit from the sales itself. We will pay commission to the end, to the partner itself. And it's not a one-time, but it's as long as the customer stays with us, we still continue to pay you on the commission base. All right, that is if you want a hassle-free kind of relationship. The other program that we have is actually the service and solution provider. This is the model is more for like the case scenario of SparkRate. So what you do is, if you like to integrate your software, your solution with Softlayer, so you can actually sign up for this program. So we'll give a discount to you, where you can actually wrap your product around Softlayer offering and resell it to your end customer. Okay. So actually Softlayer sent me here, so I'll have to introduce Softlayer. Okay. So Softlayer, we are actually a company headquartered out from Dallas. Started off in 2005. Okay. Last year, in 2013 July, we were acquired by IBM, and today we form the core infrastructure level for IBM. So everything that IBM runs on the cloud are actually running or powered by Softlayer itself. Okay. So what Softlayer do is actually we're providing not just cloud services to our customer, not just private cloud or public cloud to our customer. So we actually provide a bare metal server as well as a cloud storage. Bare metal servers, if you need a powerful server, you need resources for your customer, we can offer that to you. So this is on top of that, Softlayer actually has 18 data centers across the world right now. So we are providing a global infrastructure. We actually can help you with that. And all our 18 data centers are actually interconnected together. So if you have different servers from different countries, you can actually link them up together, and it's for free. You don't have to pay any international lease circuit fee or anything like that. All right. So that's where Softlayer is today. So we started off with more internet-centric customer, but today globally itself we have grown to more enterprise level. These are some of our customers that you see here. In fact, I don't think some of you will realize some of the apps are actually running with Softlayer. WhatsApp has been with us for many years, and if you guys are using WhatsApp, I hope you know today that it's with Softlayer, because some of you might not even care where they are hosted, because they are running very, very good and it's very consistent. So, alright, with that, I'll actually share with you how the new reseller model actually works and how the new reseller actually changed their business model. So if you have any question that you would like to find out, open up this 5 minutes for you guys to probably ask a question. Do you have any question? No? So is everyone still not awake? Alright.
Reseller companies provide the hosting services to the number of resellers are basically allowing their resources to sell to the hosting companies, and the hosting companies are selling them under their brand. So the question is why the reseller companies are coming up with their own hosting plans. If they are selling the hosting and they are also allowing the hosting companies to sell the products, why they are raising the competition?
Okay, the first thing first is because Softlayer, we don't classify ourselves as a hosting company. We classify ourselves as an infrastructure company. So we're just purely providing the infrastructure even for hosting company to take it and resell it, like what you say, they can resell it under their brand. We don't actually compete with a hosting provider, because for us, we do not provide anything beyond just the server itself. So if you look at the customer list here, we even have like a hosting and service provider as well. So Softlayer don't directly compete with a partner itself or a hosting provider. So you can actually take our product and resell it to your end customer. Yes. So there's no competition here, because we're purely providing just the server. It's a hosting provider. Normally what they do is they actually take up providing the end customer platform as a service. So you actually configure the server, you actually provide them with a tool or with a control panel, and then for your customer to use, for example. So if you're a hosting provider, you actually do one step more than what infrastructure provider actually does. So indirectly, we are not competing in a sense, because we don't actually provide all these services to the end customer. Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? If there aren't right now, you can definitely, perhaps, if you would like to elaborate on your question, sir.
said about the reseller program, it's more like a affiliate program.
It's not an affiliate program. It's rather more of like affiliate program is more of like you referring customer without even working with. It's like you're just pushing your customer towards your partner itself. We're not looking into affiliation program. Reseller is more of like you putting your product onto the infrastructure layer and resell it to your end customer.
But you are offering commissions.
That's a referral. So referral partner is the referral partner that we have. It's not affiliation program as well. We don't want a relation where a partner just pushes the end customer to us and will do everything for the end customer, for the partner itself. So what we want from a referral partner is someone who can introduce us to the end customer, at the same time helping us to engage the customer as well as closing the deal together.
Affiliate also does the same.
Affiliate is more of like you pushing me. It's like you introduce me the customer and you leave it you leave it for me to actually deal with the customer and close the customer. So we're not looking at some so-called you pushing us the customer and then leaving the room itself. So on the other hand, we also want you to work with the end customer so that you can actually push your business into the same customer itself. So we're not like, okay, I'll introduce you to company ABC, and then after that you'll leave the room, and then we just leave the company and software to engage. So we don't want that to happen. What we want is you to be sitting together in the room, as well as see how you can actually implement your business together with Softlayer to sell it to the end customer. So it's not more like introduce the Softlayer and then you're not earning from it. So at the same time, we want the partner to actually engage with the customer, with the end customer, so that they can actually earn or they can actually implement their business model into the customer as well. So it's more of like, instead of you dealing with the customer, billing and everything like that, Softlayer will help you on that hosting area, on that infrastructure layer, but you will actually still resell your product to the end customer. So instead of paying to customer, the partner paying the customer, the end customer now pays directly to Softlayer, and you, the end customer, will pay to you on separate services that you engage with them.
See, it's very less distinction between these two. Very less.
Yeah, the only distinction we see here is more of like the billing, the handling of the customer account. So again, if you are talking about becoming a reseller, there's always a risk factor where your end customer actually doesn't pay the services to you, and on the other hand, you still have to pay the Softlayer, right? So we actually minus off the business risk that you have. So the billing will be done directly to the end customer rather than to yourself.
Okay. Hi. I have a question here.
Yes.
This way. As we can see, the portfolio that you are showing here is of very big companies and other things.
Right.
Because we have customers from SMEs either or MSMEs. Okay. So how much competitive your pricing are that you can offer to Indian resellers or Indian business solution providers like we?
Okay. The way we offer our discount is
no, I'm not asking about discount. How much competitive you have put your prices while planning to sell in India?
Like the value of services?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so again, the value of Softlayer here is actually we actually offer a global infrastructure. So if you have if you're looking at a global infrastructure provider, we can offer that to you.
Listen, right now I am hosting our VPS servers with DigitalOcean or Linode.
Okay.
And they are quite competitive with latest technology like SSD hard disks and other things.
Right.
So how much competitive do you think? Can you provide us plans or services even near to them, the pricing they are charging us?
In terms of pricing, because I wouldn't be able to actually know what's the current pricing that you guys are paying.
Okay, say, Digital Ocean or Line Watch both are giving the 2 GB configuration with dual core with SSD hard disk at the price of $20 a month. So where do you think your prices stand?
Okay, again, that's a VPS model, right?
Exactly, VPS.
Yeah. So Softlayer, we don't offer
with global infrastructure. They are also having servers in Singapore and other locations.
For us, we don't actually offer a VPS service, but we offer the minimum that we have is actually a cloud service. So
they are cloud.
Yeah, but it's actually a VPS, right? So it's still a cloud, but they still divide it into a virtual private server. So it's actually a smaller quantity where they can actually earn, they can actually price it at a lower pricing. But if you're getting a cloud directly from Softlayer, it's like you're getting a whole server from it. So it's more of like what you can do is if you like to do so is you can even get a cloud computing from Softlayer itself, and after that
we can resell them.
Resell them, yeah. You can actually divide them into a virtual private server and resell it to your end customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like getting a dedicated server. And
right.
Thank you.
Any other questions at this time?
Sorry?
Do you have downtime?
Downtime, I wouldn't say no. Every one of us will have somehow, but we have a service level agreement of 100% network uptime. But at times, of course, we do face challenges like the ISP or the internet cable that went down. But Softlayer, we have a service level guarantee of 100% uptime. Sure.
Most of the hosting companies says that if you have got any downtime,
yes,
we will provide you free service for at least a month, at least for 3 months, 6 months or so. So they offer the customers that they are going to provide them 100% downtime, but it never happens.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a bare machine. Anything can happen to that.
Right.
So who is basically responsible, you or a hosting company?
For us, it's more infrastructure provider. We look after your hardware. So anything above the hardware level is not warranted by us, by the by the infrastructure provider itself. So for example, if your hard disk, there's a hard disk failure, for example. So it's our responsibility to actually change that for you. RAM, faulty RAM, we will change that for you as well. But as long as it's something to do with the application, the software itself, it's not warranted by the infrastructure service provider. So, we offer rate 1, 5, 10, 0, yeah. So it's all customized to your liking. So you can actually choose what kind of rate configuration that you want to do.
Okay, if there are no other questions at this time, okay, can you please join me in thanking Lemanto for his time here and being so gracious to answer all the specific questions as well. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed day 2.